What is good? How we doing? Yo! What is crack-a-lackin' team? God, it feels good to be back, man. Holy shit. I was away for a week. For those that don't know, I went to Fiji. Bit of a family trip, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really want to go. But hey, as you age, you gotta spend more quality time with family. And I'm not gonna lie, coming from an ethnic background, growing up, me and my family never went on holidays. So like recently, my mom, my dad, they both retired. They're going on holidays now. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll hang out. And so we went up to Fiji. It was a bit of a vibe, but man, it was the most unlucky time ever. Cause the day I left for Fiji was the day that Fable 5 got released. Like, bro, what is the timing of that? I've literally been waiting for Fable 5, and then when I don't even have my proper setup, all I brought was my laptop. Fable 5 releases. Like, what the hell? So, I'm not gonna lie, I just relaxed while I was in Fiji. Here's a little photo of the palm trees. And dude, the Wi-Fi was shocking in Fiji. I'm not gonna lie, it's really bad over there. But hey, even the last live stream we did just before I left, the Wi-Fi was cooked here at my own apartment. So like, I couldn't even do a good live stream to send you guys off. But we're back now, and I'm not gonna lie, major Ace update. I want to get into it, but because I'm really excited about it. But before we get into Ace, I just want to mention, Fable is about to go. This is your last opportunity to use Fable. For the live stream, I've got about 24% of my Fable usage left. So I'm planning to make the most use out of this for the remainder of the live stream. I've kind of already spoiled the surprise, but as you can see, I'm currently working on the Ace group chat feature, which is going to go live hopefully today, actually. I've basically been working on this non-stop since I got back, but do not be sad, because even though Fable is about to finish today, there's rumors that GPT 5.6 Soul is going to be released by as early as July 9th, so Thursday. Now, this is pretty crazy because, benchmarks are showing, obviously, yeah, benchmarks, whatever, like you can fluff them, whatever. But benchmarks are showing that, GPT 5.6 Soul is better than Claude Mythos. And, that's interesting because it doesn't feel very hyped compared to Fable. So it'll be interesting to try it out. I'm pretty excited. What's really neat about Codex, for those that have never used it before, is how Claude gives you these weekly resets and they'll randomly announce it? Claude does something else now. They will let you have a reset and you get to choose when to use it. Like, that's pretty nice, don't you reckon? Like, you get like a little reset token, and then when your plan's looking a bit full, you press the little reset button and you're good to go. Anyway, I thought that was really cool. But let me talk about what I'm really excited to talk about, which is the major Ace update. Now, there's two things. There's two things coming out in this next update, which I'm really excited about. Hey, just so you know, Norton is flagging Ace. Figure I would tell you so you can fix it. Doesn't run people off. Thank you for the notice, Cordarius. I appreciate that. I thought we might have fixed that issue. Do you know when you got that? Maybe we need to have another quick look, but I did have a feeling that we fixed that issue. We fixed it on the Apple side. We might not have fixed it on the Windows side, so I'll definitely double check that. Cheers, Cordarius. But the first thing that we're releasing is group chats, okay? Now, if you guys can hear a lisp, it's because I'm wearing my aligners, so I sound very lispy today. I apologize. But group chats is now real. As you can see here on the right-hand side, I'm literally able to talk to my agents, and they are able to respond. They're able to you know, I can tag them individually. Like, look, I'll tag Codex right now. Hey, and this is real, by the way. This isn't on Claude Design. This is a live demo. I'll tag Codex, be like, hey, what's up? And now Codex is able to reply to me. He's even reacted to my message. And what's really neat and handy about this is up until this update, you have only ever been able to talk to the entire team. So this can be really frustrating because when you have like a 5 or a 6 man team and they've built out a website and then you just want to tweak something tiny about the website, you end up realizing that you have to message the entire team. And this is annoying because for those that have been using Ace, you'll know that it does take a bit of time, right? And so, yes, I do plan to add OpenRouter, Sinatra. We can do that this live stream, no problems. So yeah, it's really handy. All right, that's the first thing. All right, that's the first update. But that's not all, guys. I have also been working on another big update. And hopefully this live stream, we can even do a third big feature. But the next big thing is orchestration. Now, Fable has just been released. And I'm going through the same pain as you guys right now. Fable is getting freaking expensive. Once we lose access to Fable on the subscription, how the frick are we going to be able to afford it? So I decided that, yo, Vince, nice to see you in the chat, bro. Hope you're doing well. I decided that we should create orchestration within Fable, within Ace. And so now what you are able to do is you are able to give a top tier model inside of Ace, and you are able to let it orchestrate cheaper models. Now, what's really neat and handy about the orchestration that I'm building for Ace is it's not just like a once-off, like, oh, this is the plan. Now let me send it to like a cheaper model, and then it goes off and it fucks everything up. No, this isn't that type of orchestration. What is neat about Ace's orchestration is it not only gives the task and to the specific agents that are connected. So for one, whoever's orchestrating has full access to these agents. It knows, okay, Alfred is using Sonnet 4.6. Sheldon is also Sonnet 4.6. I have 2 agents under me that I can orchestrate. It knows that. We feed it that information, and then it gives them both tasks, okay? But then not only does it just delegate tasks, once the task is complete, it will then also review the task. And based off of the work that has been done, we'll either give the agent another task or give the agent like something to tweak about what it's just done. So this is like a very handheld orchestration, which will let you use these more expensive models without having to pay crazy amounts of money, because a lot of the heavy lifting is being done by these cheaper models. So yeah, this is another big update that we're looking to release, both made using Fable, both inside of Claude Code app. I've been getting familiar with the app, for those that don't know. This is the Claude Code app. What's really neat and handy about the app is you can actually kind of move things around. So see how I've got 1, 2, 3 different terminals here? I can actually grab one of these chats and drag it down here. Now I've got 4 different terminals here for me to work inside of. And so using this method, I've just been pumping Fable with just a shit ton of work. We're currently working through a few things, but yeah, Fable has, honestly, it one-shotted I'm not gonna lie, it pretty much one-shotted the Claude group chat feature. I did need to tweak it a little bit, but Fable did a really good job integrating the group chat feature inside of Ace. And orchestration, we need to do some testing, but looking to release both these features today. Blah, blah, blah. You will add OpenRouter into this. Yes, I will. if you have a pipeline with handoffs, can you ask plan and it will start there and move on to the rest of the team?
Get started, go ahead and
shit.
new project.
Testing happening in the background. If you have a pipeline with handoffs, can you ask at plan and it will start there and move on to the rest of the team? So I'm assuming what you're saying is basically if you have like a 3-man team, like maybe Codex and then Sheldon and then Alfred, are you saying that you're basically, if you skip Codex and start with Sheldon, will it continue in the workflow? No, it would not. It would not do that. Right now you can I actually need to test that. I'm not going to lie, but that's a good point. Right now you need to, you can individually talk to each person in the group chat or in the pipeline, but you cannot start from here. Like what you can do is you have 3 options, okay? You can tag an individual and be like, hey, can you do this? You can not tag anyone and just be like, hey, can you do this? And what this will do is this will actually queue the message. But what you can also do is while the pipeline is actually running, you can tag everyone. And this will actually front run the pipeline and they will see your message and take it into consideration while you're working. So that is a huge feature as well with inside of the group chat, because up until this point you're just having to wait for the pipeline to finish. Once you start a session with inside of Ace, you have to wait for the whole team to run through, or you either pause it. There's no like stopping and starting and pausing, and there's none of that. It's either you stop or you start. And so this at everyone feature lets you mention everyone and just be like, hey, just like you would in a group chat. So that is another big thing. I think where I would like to extend this is by being able to tag someone, for example, Codex, and being like, hey, can you review the code base, right? Which is something you would be able to do, but then giving it an extra layer and being like, and then give it to Sheldon to polish. This is an additional layer that we still need to build. For now, you're only able to tag one agent and kind of go from there. But I'm sure pretty quickly we're going to be able to crack the code for tagging multiple agents. But yeah, this is going to be a massive change for Ace. And I've tried really hard to make it feel like a group chat, you can kind of see, you can't really see it anymore, but initially the text that was coming out was very wonky. And so what I'm trying to get it to do now is feel more like a human is typing. So for example, Codex says response here, the sun's circumference is about 4.37 million kilometers or 2.72 million miles. Is a very human-like response, I feel. Claude's, on the other hand, was not. And so what you'll find is I'm just going to keep tweaking it. So even here, you can see what is the circumference of planet Earth. And Claude's gone, I gave this. And then what I kind of didn't like is you can see Alfred goes, checked Codex's Earth numbers. Like, it's basically saying that, hey, I looked at what Codex said up here, and I agree. All accurate. What I don't like is it actually mentioned that. Because if this is a group chat, you don't need to say checked Codex's numbers. You can just, underneath the response, be like, all accurate, equatorial versus polar framing is the right call. Because we kind of can see, just like a group chat, that it is replying to Codex underneath. So I've mentioned, let's remove this sort of language so it just feels shorter. Also here you can see it approved at 92. It doesn't need to say this either because there's already a thing here. And what's really neat is you can always expand to see the working out if you want to. And then the team answer as well expands to tell you the whole long synthesized response. But yeah, I'm really trying to simplify things so you're not looking at a wall of text, because I hate looking at a wall of text. I'm not going to lie. Me of all people, I'm all for minimalism, and Ace currently is not minimalistic. There's so much text everywhere. So I think the more that we can simplify and summarize, the better Ace will be to use. Anyway, I've been blabbing a lot. How you guys doing? I haven't live streamed in a minute, so I'm kind of curious what you guys have been up to. Let's have a look at, I haven't been using Conductor, mainly because this new feature was added inside of Claude Design. Now, let me just quickly have a look. Also, you'll notice that the settings for Ace, they used to pop up on the right hand side, but now they'll pop up here. So it's a bit cleaner. And you also notice that the scroller used to go past here. It's a bit neater now. Just a lot of like tiny little quirks. But yeah, no, this is a huge improvement. Where you been, bruh? I was in Fiji, Vince, with the family actually. You know, we don't really go on family holidays that often, so when we do go, I kind of feel obliged to say yes, even though I'm so locked in with Ace right now. But yeah, if you want to try out Ace for yourself, by the way, there's a link at the top of the description. You can check it out. But yeah, we got a sweet little annual plan deal right now. But yeah, Orchestrate, I think, is going to be a big deal. But yeah, anyway, back to, so I'm pretty sure we literally have a few hours left for me to use my Fable. I've got 23% left, 14 hours. Oh, we got heaps of time. So yeah, the plan is to kind of just run this to the ground, my usage. And then hopefully in like another 2-3 days, we're going to have GPT 5.6 released. Dude, I'm not going to lie. I didn't love Fiji, bro. Like Fiji, as you can see, I got sick from it. But I think Fiji is a bit overhyped. Have you tried Hermes? Of course, yeah. Love Hermes. Probably sit down now. I also feel like I need a stand for the intros because I have so much energy. And then I like yap for like 20 minutes straight. Yeah, Fiji was overrated, man. Like, I don't know. Like, it just felt like, you know, they only ever show you the nice side of Fiji in the photos. But you'll notice when you're traveling from like resort to resort, in between, you're just looking at like slums and poverty. And it's like, you're kind of like, okay, like, clearly, like, the majority of the money being made in the country is from resorts, right? It's from tourism. Like, it's kind of just sad to see, like, you know, I was talking to one of the local business owners there. He owns, like, a pizza shop. And he was like, yeah, man, like, majority of my friends and majority of the male population just go out drinking all the time. Like, every time they make $1, they just spend it on drinks. He was like, I used to be like that, and luckily I saved a little bit and I was able to buy this shop. And dude, on the window of the shop, get this, right? On the window of the shop, it said hiring a professional experienced chef, $6 an hour, okay? Now you might be thinking, oh, like that might be all right. Dude, the pizza at the shop costs $50. The pizza at the shop costs $50, and the chef in the shop is making the pizza at $6 an hour. Bro, do the math on that shit. The chef needs to work a whole shift to buy one freaking pizza. I was like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you go to another country, for example, I'm from Nepal, and you work at a restaurant or whatever, your salary is enough to buy food at the restaurant. You know what I mean? Like, your salary is is enough to buy. It was actually cooked. I was like, what the hell? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, we weren't even in a super touristy area. Like, we were actually in a bit of a slum. So $50 pizza is criminal. Yeah, I know. To be fair, it was a massive pizza. It was like huge. It was like probably one of the biggest pizzas I've ever seen. But yeah, $50 for a pizza is cooked. And I'm pretty sure it gave us diarrhea a little bit. So like, I don't know. We paid $50 for diarrhea. For my family to have diarrhea, actually. Yeah. Because I shouted the whole family. I can get a pizza in my country for €4. Dude, where are you from? Kill switch. Are you Italian? Where are you? All right, let me have a quick look at what's going on here, because I'm getting a bit confused with all this BS. Oh yeah, Ace Bench as well is a new... we've improved Ace Bench a shit ton. Let me switch to a cheaper model. But I basically changed it now to have more of a ranking system. So we can, once GPT 5.6 comes out, we'll be able to test it. Albania, close to Italia though. Dude, I've always wanted to go to Albania, I'm not gonna lie. I get that's what you get when it's a $6 chef. I mean, yeah, true. That's so true. When the chef getting paid $6 an hour, I guess that's the type of pizza that you be getting. Diarrhea pizza. Like, the chef don't care, man. Yeah, it was really weird, man. I don't know. It felt really different to Nepal. Because when I go to Nepal, right, it's also a third world country. But they're all hustling. Like, everyone's in there, like, in the streets hustling. Like, they're all trying to, like, everyone's, like no one's walking slow over there. Everyone's got places to be and shit. In Fiji, like, it's weird. People got, like, a drink in their hand. Like, so many people just lounging around on the streets. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, I didn't see the whole country. But in the section that I was in, I was kind of like, damn, man. Fiji, bro. Like, what's going on? Like, is the Fijian... I heard the Fijian government, like, the literal president a couple years ago was literally involved in, like, the meth and like and exporting drugs into the country and out of the country. Like, apparently the literal president or prime minister or whatever the fuck they're called in Fiji was literally involved in, like, stopping the police from, like, investigating certain things further, and he's now in prison. So yeah, it goes to show, man, the corruption over there is crazy. All right, let's have a look at Ace Bench. So this is Ace Bench right here. Whoa. This is looking cool. Damn, bruh. Dude. This is sick. Okay, cool. So, this is a Milky Way kind of simulation. That looks really nice. Wow. Holy shit. Ace actually cooked on this one. God damn, that looks good. Nice. Okay. This is Milky Way Galaxy Simulator. Now, do know that we're using Haiku here. Obviously, it looks shocking. This is purely just for a test. This is cool. FPS, 550. God damn. Okay, nice. We can kind of see that. What are we dealing with over here? GPT 5.5 did all right. This is the lava lamp. The lava lamp test is always really interesting because they always look different. Let's have a look at 5.5. Fluid particle field. Okay. Maze game. I can already see this looks way better. Fog, new. A gym landing page. We got a to-do list. All right, nice. Let's have a look at GPT's. GPT's looks trash too, man. Dude, what is that? Dude, that's shocking. Albania is great for tourism. The beach parts are great. Dude, yeah, I heard Albania is actually super underrated. Like, a lot of my friends have gone and told me it's amazing. To what extent are you currently processing yourself in such a state of being that your being is behaving or perhaps disbehaving toward the state of being we call being? When did you pivot to benchmarks? Hey, Alex, when you sent me that freaking thing to review, bro. Dude, when you sent me this to review, that was the crazy, bro. The amount of effort that you put into this is actually nuts, bro. Like, dude, this shit cooked me, bro. I was like, I couldn't even tell you were trolling until like 5 minutes into reviewing, and I was like, oh shit, you're talking about dogs. I full thought you were talking about a local AI model, and then I actually looked at the website, and I was like, damn, dude, the amount of effort you put in to the freaking promo and everything, I was like, bro, yeah, dude, that's some bullshit. There's no way that's real. Dude, how the hell could I possibly book a dog? Nushi is so W. It's funny. All right, anyway, should we do a test? So we got the rankings over here. Ace Bench, Milky Way, 60, 85, 63, 38. Pretty cool. So we got a little leaderboard over here. So let's go ahead and can we do a Fable 5 run on Ace Bench so we can have it in the rankings? And then can we do another run on Ace with a stronger team? Maybe we go Opus 4.8 with GPT 5.5, and then we go Opus 4. Maybe go Fable for review. Another thing is, also, the models currently only go up to 4.7 Opus. So that tells me that the models available inside of Ace Bench are behind. You know, Fable is already out. We've got Sonnet 5 as well. So let's update the models so we can run the bench that I just mentioned. It's my mum's business. I'm just branding it as a startup. Bro, nah, there's no way. Feature request for review/testing. Make Ace test an app by itself. It launches a window and controls it with mouse and keyboard. That would be pretty cool with orchestration. Yo, that would actually be, I've actually already made this feature for my app factory. So I should be able to pull that code over. So I can totally do that, bro. Let me add that. Let me add that to the future updates up here, which we need to go through. God damn, bro, there's so much up here. Ace for app testing. And I'm also going to say in brackets, autonomous factory code over to Ace. Because I feel like I did a lot of the heavy lifting with the autonomous app factory, and I haven't put any of that code into Ace, but that will give it a big boost. Okay, so we got Ace Bench working right now. I need a bit of a refresher as to what even these chats are about. You know what? Background task failed. Background agent build harness. Please continue. I'll just say, please continue. The best QA in this whole pipeline, and I'd rather tune the rhythm against your next screenshot than guess. All right, let's have a look. So basically, I was just making sure we have an issue right now. When I make the whole group do something, currently I get all messages sent at the exact same time. So rather than that, I want them to send me the message individually. So let's go back to debate. Let's just stick to 2 models. And what's really neat about group chat, by the way, is you can isolate them as well. So if you just want to see the messages between specific models, you can do that. It doesn't have to be messy like the group chat. But let's just say, hey, who is the top goal scorer for Spain in the World Cup? And I'll send that. And so now we can see Codex is typing. Claude is waiting for Codex's response. Let's see if Codex's message pops up, because yeah, we're basically looking to see if they can. Okay, perfect. It worked. I used FIFA's ranking here, 1-nit, say for Spain at the World Cup, to avoid confusing it with Spain's all-time scorer overall. Okay. So it didn't actually tell us the answer in the summary, but it told us here. David Villa with 9 World Cup goals. Okay. He scored across 2006, 2010, and 2014. So what I've been doing is I've literally been taking a screenshot of this and just being like, hey, Fable, like you can see in the screenshot that, you know, Codex didn't show the answer in the summary. Villa at 9 is right and nobody beats him, so the answer stands, but the runner-up list is off. Raul and Hierro had 3 each, not 5, and that FIFA page title looks made up. There you go. That's funny as. Codex. Hey, Codex and Claude, they're meant to be working together, man. Like, I can't use Sonnet 5. Yes, they released a new version of Sonnet. Yes, fixing. I'll fix that right now. Let me just, I'll add it into here. So I basically take a screenshot of this whole thing. I paste it into Fable. Okay, now the AI agents are responding individually, which is great. However, I did notice that the summarization with Codex did not actually work properly. As you can see in the screenshot, it did not actually provide the answer in that little text box. I had to press the show work button to see the actual answer. And then if you look at it standalone without the show work, Alfred, Claude's response, Villa at 9 is right, doesn't really make sense just from these two things. It doesn't look like it's responding to Codex because Codex's summary doesn't even mention Villa. Another thing we also need to look at is the models inside of ACE are outdated. We currently only have Sonnet 4. Opus 4.8. It's still showing Fable 5 is unavailable, even though you are Fable 5 right now that I'm talking to. Sonnet 5 has also come out, which is not on the model list. So can we also bring in all these models into ACE? I need to build some sort of like auto updater for models. So whenever a new model is released, ACE is auto updated with those new models, because I've noticed it's pretty dependent on me kind of being awake or on time with these things. And I would hate for, you know, ACE to be reliant on me. I want ACE to kind of just run itself. Okay, what are we on in terms of usage? We're at 78%. Okay, we got some time. What's this one? This one was, we had something going on over here as well. Let me see. From CLI wrapper to a real agent tool API. Oh yeah, we were building the MCP for the agents internally. Okay, cool. Do phase 00 as its own focus PR in this order. Okay, sounds good. Please continue. and treat the codex. I've recorded all of this, so nothing's lost. Want me to go ahead and build phase 00 Claude enforcement plus skill threading now? Okay. And treat codex and as a follow-up we do against a Docker environment. Okay, sounds good. Please continue. Yo, Mark, how we doing, bro? How'd your launch go for Fable Watch? Did it turn out well? Currently, I'm using Fable at high. Yeah, I've noticed. Oh, I mean Fable at high, but it's come down to Opus here. But yeah, I've noticed Fable at high is more than enough. Extra high or nothing, really? I mean, if we look at cursor bench, I like using it I like looking at cursor bench. The difference between there is a decent difference there actually. We're looking at 70.6 to 72. So 1.4% difference compared to medium, which is a less than a 1% difference actually. Extra high to high, there's a pretty big difference. Yeah, maybe you're right, Alex. Maybe I should be using extra high. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Let me change that up. This is switched to Fable. To Opus, sorry. Let's go back here. Okay, model list updated, 2 runs, 1 pass, 12 builds, Fable 5 single agent, 6 builds will land as its own Claude Fable 5 row. Strong ace team, 6 builds, research, Opus, oh my god, that's 6, okay. Now Opus, 5.5, and then Fable, decent. Single 58 and the old flashlight. Ace team persist on the board as comparison points. Once the builds finish, I'll run the Sonnet Judge with runtime probes over the new slots. Why do we have a Sonnet Judge, dude? Why do we have a Sonnet Judge? We should at least be using Opus 4.8. Those benches are useless due to them being for coding. You should be using Fable for orchestration, not coding. That's where it shines. GPT is a better programmer, in my honest opinion. Interesting. Okay. That's interesting. Really? I don't know. I don't know if GPT would have been able to one-shot this, though. Like, Fable, I literally was able to just give it this task. And look how nicely it's been able to incorporate the group chat function into Ace with limited revisions as well, to be honest. How behind is dev right now? $26 commits ahead, 3 commits behind. Okay, dev is probably good to release soon. You give Fable the task and get it to control GPT agents. Okay. All right, I could try that. Sonnet is cheaper and I don't have the expensive subscription. Also, I have Sonnet 5 is really close to Opus 4.8. But you know, Bimbe, people kind of realize Sonnet was costing more than Opus 4.8 because even though it's cheaper, it's using more tokens to do the same task because it takes longer. So a lot of people saying Sonnet 5 is actually quite a failure of a launch. Vince, do you have any take on this? I'm wondering once GPT 5.6 comes out, if Anthropic will actually take back what they said about making Fable only available as API usage and bring it to users for subscription. Service is busy. Try again in a moment. Bro, what you mean, bro? I pay good money for this shit, bro. What you mean? My service is busy, bro. Dude. Has anyone been experiencing this more and more lately? It's kind of frustrating, man. Outage. Looks like I'm in this little section. Claude.ai. Major outage, 27 minutes. Dude, look how many outages there are here. Why is this so colored? It's not a very good look. Even Claude for government, man. Dude, they are in need of more compute, bro. Like, I mean, to be fair, it must be because of Fable. Like, I'm sure everyone's using it right now as their last kind of opportunity to use Fable. Dude, the fact that there's 2 bars here in a row for an hour and 25 minutes is ridiculous, dude. Almost 2-hour outage, bro. What the hell? Dude, that's insane. Major outage, bro. They only have issues when they are deploying new models to infra. Service busy equals new model coming / more usage available. Okay. Usually when it happens to me, it means I ran out of credits. They only have issues when they are deploying new models to infra. Anthropic is just a marketing company. They're trying to change people's perception of AI to be a cyber weapon so that they can hike prices and people don't see it like they do 4.5, etc. as just a tiny model. Interesting take. To be fair, Anthropic's marketing is fucking amazing. Now, it's weird because I can't tell if this is still running or not. It's still going at 8 minutes and 29 seconds, but for some reason, a different terminal is not running inside of the same device. Been on it all day, not noticed anything. Weird. Very, very weird. Strange. All right, we're at 83% of our Fable limit. Now, I mean, while we're waiting, I guess we can kind of / compact all these. This is regarding ACE model label sync. Did this work? Okay, cool. Merge to dev. Amazing in all the wrong ways, yeah. For real, Anthropic makes headlines with Mythos and then gave it to us. Holy marketing. Yeah, legit. Even like if you look at even if you look at like search volume, Anthropic has like way more search volume than Codex. Like I can show you real quick because I took screenshots. Like look at this. So you can see Claude here. Claude's search volume for YouTube is 6,279,000, okay? Views per hour, 674,000. This is for YouTube alone, okay? Claude, the search term Claude gets a very high score, okay? Now, if you look at the search term for Codex, it's at 2,748,000, okay? It's getting about 100,000 views per hour. There is basically if you compare these two numbers together, there's basically a 6x increase between these two in search volume. Now, I don't know what we want to attribute that to. I think it's good marketing. It could be first mover advantage. You know, there's probably a lot of reasons to it. That's like a what? That's nearly a 7x really. It's like a 6.7x. 6.7x more search volume than Codex. ChatGPT was high, but it wasn't that high, and I think it's because of how long it's been around. I think ChatGPT had a similar sort of rate. Let me see if I can find it. So I did Hermes Agent up here as well. You can see it's getting about 20,000. ChatGPT. Let me see. And so you kind of realize people don't make that much content around vidIQ, not vidIQ. People don't make that much content around Codex because there's not that many people searching for Codex. And so people will make content about where the attention is, right? Wow, ChatGPT's is not that good at all. You can see it right here. Only at one... Oh, wait. No, that's actually really high. Oh, wait. 1.2 million views per hour, but it's got 1.1 million search volume, which doesn't really make that much sense, considering that Claude has 6.2 million and they're getting 670,000. Like, make that make sense. All right, so this is what I'm assuming. My assumption is search volume equals how many people are searching for this keyword. Views per hour is how many views are these videos getting across all of YouTube, regardless of search volume. So views per hour is high because a lot of people use ChatGPT. Search volume is kind of low because it's been out for a while. People aren't really searching for it on YouTube anymore. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, pretty interesting. I will say Claude's viewership has dropped. It's at like 5.9 now. I just looked at it. Man, my handwriting is so bad. There we go. But Hermes is staying strong. I think I actually saw it go up a little bit. Anyway, we're getting a bit sidetracked. Let me send block to when default workspace is active. This was regarding geocode, persistence, hydration can split state. Did we merge this? Merge to dev. Conversation compacted. This is regarding default when skills are unset. To get right is the default when skills are unset. It must not regress existing boards. Agents that build things must keep right shell access. Let me check what skills newly created agents can actually get. The default matters a lot. Agents get file true. I always got to look at the prompt that I send. Let's start working on the face. Okay, cool. Let me see. Please continue. Okay, so this was to do with a major code base review and fixing up the agent harness. This is regarding, and now we're working on the MCP. This is regarding group chat installation. Okay, now the AI agents are responding individually. Okay, this is working on fixing that issue we found earlier in the stream. This one is regarding ACE model display mismatch. This one is actually good to go now. I think we can merge to dev. So we should be seeing an update. There we go. Sync canvas agent bubble with saved model settings. Okay, restart. This should also show us the latest models now. If we don't see the latest models, we know that it didn't work properly. All right, we're in email sender. All right, now I'm gonna go click this, click on settings. Let's say I want to change to, I mean, Fable 5 is still showing as unavailable. 4.7 is now showing in the chat. But Fable 5 and Sonnet 5 still showing as unavailable. So let me take a screenshot of that. So this wasn't responsible for that. This one was. So once this one's ready, we should be able to merge. How much time until the next update? The anticipation for Ace group chat. It will probably release by the end of stream, Bimbe. Like I won't end the stream until I release the group chat feature. All right, I promise you that. We could probably test a full run soon. And if it passes the full run, then we're good to go. But we've already done quite a lot of testing around it. Fable did a bunch, did like over 200 tests, found a lot of bugs and fixed them already. So should be good to go. Main thing is the orchestration is a newer feature than the group chat. We've been working on group chat for a while. I'm pretty confident that it's good to go. There might be a little bugs here and there, but I mean, that's the thing with releasing something new for the first time. But when it comes to orchestration, I need to test that a bit further. Let's have a look. So this is good to go. I can probably archive this. Yep. Model, a group chat installation. We've got fixed silent send block. I'm getting a bit confused because of how much shit there is on the screen. So this is fold orchestrate machine blocks into a chat chip. This was regarding a collapsed task assignment card or chip presentation. Detect the marker block inside an orchestrated round message and render the task as a compact assign list instead of raw markers, keeping the pros above it as the bubble text. Okay, verified, blah, blah, blah. The branch is committed locally but not pushed yet. Okay, let's push and merge to dev. This is a pretty big update regarding orchestration. I think, I'm trying to think what else we can, this is regarding a merge. We can probably replace this one with this. So where's the prompt that I sent here? So the prompt was, so I want to implement a new mechanism. Oh yeah, this is the orchestration which we implemented, okay. And then after implementation, please do a deep review of this feature that has just been made and make sure it works as intended. Try to create some different workflows using it and see if you can try to break it. I've noticed when you ask your AI agent when testing to try and break it, use it in ways that it isn't intended to be used, it actually ends up doing a lot better of a review job. So yeah, try that out if you're trying to do some testing. Spurious loop verdicts. Run a live model smoke run, see if there's any issues. If all is good, then push PR and merge to dev. And looks like it was cool. Final state, merge to dev. Okay, cool. Orchestration's live. It's good to go. We've got this, which we could probably replace with Ace Bench over here. Cool. Run finished. 9 out of 12 done. 3 failed. All right, let's have a look at this new run. Ace bench over here. Cool. Let's give this a refresh. I don't see. Oh, Claude Fable 5. Hold up. I don't see it showing up here. Run is complete. However, I don't see Claude Fable 5 showing up in the rankings. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's have a look. It's saying 1 of 6 missions. I'm assuming it's because we need a load. AI has a bit of short-term memory, but no long-term memory. Remembers within a chat session, but not correlate between different users or sessions. Can you share the crypto bot? Want to test it with $50. I've actually shut it down. Are you talking about Ore Miner? Yeah, I shut it down because I was spending like $200 a month in like server fees, and I had no users, so I was like, what's the point? It was more of a flash in the pan. All right, let's have a look at this. This is Ace Bench comparison. All right, we've got Fable on the left. We've got Ace on the right. The team consists of Opus 4.8, GPT 5.5, and Fable in the Ace team. Let's see who does a better job. First up, we got Milky Way Galaxy Simulation. All right, so this is Fable. This is cool. You can increase the brightness. We can open it up in a different browser and look at it properly. All right, so rotation speed. Whoa, that's pretty cool. I will say the bright side looks a little too bright, but this looks really freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. Fable actually did a really good job. It's saying a total of 25,000 stars. Damn, I love that. It looks amazing. Okay, let's have a look at Ace now. Actually, before we look at Ace, how'd GPT 5.5 do? Okay, I don't even think we need to open this. Let's do it anyway. Oh my God, this looks atrocious, bro. Dude, it looks nice when you dim the glow all the way to the bottom. Dude, rotation, I mean, kind of cool, but GPT 5.5, definitely not that good. Let's have a look at Ace. Oh, this looks good. This looks really good. All right. Damn! Dude, look how freaking cool that looks. All right, let's compare this. Let's compare these two together. Split screen. Should probably put this one on this side. Dude. All right, so we've got Fable on the left. Let me turn the rotation down. We've got Ace on the right. Guys, I'm thinking Ace looks insane, bro. Look how cool Ace looks. Dude, Ace even did 30,000 stars compared to 25,000 stars. Bro, Ace's looks amazing, bro. Dude, I'm actually in awe at how cool Ace's looks. I don't know if it's showing on the stream properly. Let me just... Oh, I'm kind of blocking it a little. Let me go in the middle here. Dude, this looks insane, guys. What the hell? Dude, that is a... Dude, damn. Whoa, bro. Look at it from the top view. Dude, what's the best... Damn, what about this one? It looks... Dude, even side profile? Ace has got a clean jawline on the side profile, bro. What about top view? Oh, okay. I will say... Fable... Let me do a 180, okay? Does Ace let me do a 180? No, it does not let me do a 180. It only lets me do a 90 degree, up to 90 degrees. So Fable gets a point for being able to do a 180. Actually makes a big difference. But in terms of looks, Ace has definitely won this. And so for the team, we had Opus 4.8, we had GPT 5.5, and we had Fable. Okay? That was the team on Ace. For the team on the left-hand side, we just had Fable. Okay? So you can see there's a big difference. There's a huge difference, actually. I think Ace definitely beat that by a long mile. All right, that's 1 point to Ace. All right? let's have a look at the next one. Next one didn't actually generate. All right, this was lava lamp. Didn't work for some reason. That's fine. Let's go to fluid particle field. Okay, what's this? So if I open this up, let me get rid of the previous. So this is fluid particles. I'm not fully sure what's going on here, but when I move around my mouse, shit's going on. All right, I'm not sure. I've noticed, look, the direction of my mouse doesn't seem to affect where it is moving, but this is, I guess, kind of cool. I don't know. I'm a bit confused. This is Fable, okay? Let's have a quick little look at GPT. GPT looks alright. Looks kind of cool. Looks a bit... I can barely see the dots though. Whoa! GPT's looks really cool, but I can barely see the dots. Okay, that's really cool. But once it goes to the sides, you can't really do anything anymore. Alright, that's GPT. I think GPT even beat Fable there, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's have a look at Ace. Off the rip, Ace is looking a bit lame, but let's see. Whoa, dude! Damn, bro. Hey, nah, Ace is insane. Dude. Holy shit. Bro, see, notice how the particles don't go all the way to the end, and I can take them off of the end? GPT didn't let me do that. Fable, I don't know what the hell Fable did, to be honest, but Ace, okay, that's 2 for Ace right now, guys. Ace is on 2 right now. Let me do a poll. Let me do a poll because I don't want to be the one, you know, saying who's winning. I'll let you guys decide. Who is winning? Ace, Fable. All right, you guys decide who is winning, okay? We got Ace and we got Fable, all right? Be honest, all right? My feelings won't hurt if you guys disagree with me, but I think Ace is wrecking right now, all right? So if you're new to the stream and you're locking in, you're just watching for the first time, we're currently comparing Ace. We've created Ace Bench, and we're comparing Ace's generation to Fable 5's generation, okay? Now, I will say Ace has a team of Opus 4.8, Codex GPT 5.5, and Fable inside of the team, okay? Competing against solo models. And this is basically to show us whether or not, where we need to improve with Ace and whether a team of agents is better than an individual agent. Now, ooh, okay, Fable might actually get its first point here. I'm not gonna lie, Fable might get its first point here. Labyrinth, making my throat hoarse. Labyrinth, however you want to explain it. Easy. All right, let's have a look. Ooh, I kind of like that it does a little trail. It's kind of nice. So it's created a cool little maze game over here. What's this fog icon down here? Oh, this is cool. So I can turn fog on, and now it's like this light. And I need to like go through with this fog. This is really cool. Makes it a little more challenging. But let's go ahead and complete the game because I want to see what the ending looks like. Let me try to speed run this. Let me try to get a high score real quick. Let me try to get a high score. Let me try. Yeah. I kind of like how it pulsates at the end there. All right, and we got a little confetti. I'm not going to lie, that's actually hard to beat. For a one shot, that's going to be hard to beat. Let's have a look at GPT. We'll do a quick one. I won't finish the game. But GPT's looks pretty interesting. The start button isn't even working, all right? Off the rip. Okay, it took a bit of time, but it's working now. All right. I will say, you guys can't hear it, but GPT has noise, okay? There's a timer in the top left. I can ask for a hint, which is cool. New maze. The start button, like, it takes a bit of time though, I've realized, which is a bit weird. All right, yeah. GPT is losing right now. Let's look at Ace. Ace is off the rip, looking a bit AI generated. Let's have a look. Okay. There is a timer. No start button. That's kind of cool. Okay. It doesn't have that trail that Fable had. Let me check fog, and let me just go hint so I can finish. Okay. So this is the fog. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Fable wins. Fable wins this one. I'm gonna go Fable, Ace, and then GPT. GPT lost. Yeah, Fable's definitely won this. I'm not gonna lie. Do we get confetti at the end at least? All right, we got a bit of confetti here, but it looked weird. All right. Ace lost that one. Fables was really good. So we'll go 1 point Fable, 2 points Ace. What else we got here? Gym landing page, Fable didn't generate. We got a to-do list. And that's it. Okay. Maybe while we're testing this out, let me just say Fable did not finish the gym landing page and the lava lamp. Ace was not able to finish the lava lamp either. So can we just check up on those and complete them if possible? Chuck that in there. Boom. All right. Last thing, we got a to-do app. Let's have a look. So Fable's got this interesting keyboard shortcuts. All right. Space X, interesting. The X button is not even working. Do I need a... Okay, how do I get out of here? That's a bit weird. And this is with Fable 5, really? The X button is not working. Let me try GPT. Okay, active. Let me just say gym, medium. We do it on my birthday, 2027. It's not letting me add a task. Why is this sucking? Alright. Well, alright. GPT didn't do a great job either. I don't know why it's breaking. What was the prompt for this? Build a to-do app good enough that someone would actually keep using it. Nice prompt. I must meet all of these requirements. 1 is graded full CRUD with inline editing. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look. So we got tasks here. This is Ace's generation. I would say gym. And then let's just go ahead and add it. Boom. All right, well, that's the first time. It's due on the 21st of June, 2027. Zero. How do I do the freaking... It's not letting me do the year, bro. Okay. So there's issues with all of them. Oh, there we go. It worked there. I don't know why it didn't work up here. Maybe I'm just being a bit dumb. All right, let me try this again. 062. Interesting. It stops there for some reason. All right, so there's a problem with all of the to-dos. I'm going to say Ace was able... Like, hey, I'm biased because I built Ace, but look. Ace is the only one that let you even add a task. None of the other ones are letting me add tasks. So this one's not even letting me exit the freaking thing. Can I add? No, I can't. Okay. Well, for what we can test, Ace won the Galaxy Simulator. Ace won the Fluid Particle Field. Fable won the Maze game. And we're yet to test a website. Let's have a look at what Ace did compared to GPT. Let's compare. So this is GPT's Forge, built at Forge. This is meant to be a gym landing page, by the way. Ryan, what's good? Me, how we doing? Yo, me rating ace at the bottom. Is that true? So this is the Forge. We got training sessions with a clear purpose. Okay. I don't like these icons. They look a bit lame. I like these are responsive. Plan your Monday. Okay, cool. Cool. Interesting. All right, now let's have a look at aces. Forge. Free intro session. You've got header over here. They've got a header here as well. Okay. This is kind of cool. Today's energy, 78% weekly goal, lifted. Oh, this is cool. It's more like a bit of a, I think it's definitely a stronger hero for sure, if you compare the two. View memberships. Classes built for progress. This one kind of looked like this. This one's responsive. This one is not responsive. So I'll probably go ace so far. This is cool. Coaches who remember your name. And you can kind of pick the responsive. This one is responsive, but I kind of like how that pops out at you. Like it makes you want to choose that one over this one. How's the pricing look on this one? This one, okay. It doesn't make you want to pick this one though. The button's different. The button is different for that one. But yeah, this one makes you want to, this one pops out when you go, which is kind of cool. Weekly class schedule. See how much more responsive this website is compared to this one. Like this one, it's just on there, there's no response. But this one's clean. Like I can like hover over them and kind of see. The time as well is a bit, there's an overlap there, but the time, this one only shows 4 times. This one's showing a bunch more. Members who found their people. Members who found their pace. Like, okay, I think maybe this one definitely speaks to me a lot more. Not sure about you guys. You guys are the judge though. Good questions before your first session. Frequently asked questions. Like, yeah, dude, this is weird. Good questions before your first session. Like, what the hell is a good question? These don't expand into anything. Do these? These expand. Okay. Yeah, ace is winning this one for sure, in my mind at least. I kind of like how they do a little map here. Does ace do that? No, they don't. Okay. Book your free intro session. This is a pretty good one-shot. Yo, one extra thing I didn't notice. Notice when we go through the pages, the header actually changes and highlights the page that we're on. That is clean. That is clean. That is really clean. All right, I'm going to go 1 to ace there, but we didn't get to see Fable's output, so I can't really judge it. But dude, this freaking galaxy sphere is insane, guys. This, ace really shined on this one. Like, damn, look at that. Look how clean that is. Let me just double check this shit. All right, so if we put the brightness, all right, off the rip though, default brightness, it looks a bit too bright. Okay, what was the reset view? Default brightness at 1x, it looks decent. Like this looks clean. Fables looks better once the brightness is lower. Like I'd say this is probably the best brightness. If I go too high, it's just way too bright. Like you're not really looking at that. See ya, Bimbe. Yo, hello everybody, my name's blah blah. I'll get to you in a second, bro. Give me 1 sec, let me finish up here. The speed does look really cool. It slows down entirely and then speeds up really quickly, which is cool. Fables slows down entirely as well, speeds up really fast. But look how clean that looks, dude. That just looks amazing to me, man. I really think ace shone in this moment. It looks like a sword. Anyway, that's it. That's the comparison. Put your last minute votes in. I'm gonna end it here. and the poll here. Let me see. And 3, 2, 1. Yo, the votes are in. Who is winning? We got Fable at 43%. We had Ace at 57%. So Ace actually won. Yo! Let's freaking go. Guys, the last time we did this test, the chat was split 50-50. I'm pretty sure Ace was like, it was literally 50-50. So the fact that we were able to actually win shows that there has been a big improvement. Now, the goal is every time that we make this sort of comparison, and as a community and as a chat and me, we all review, the difference between Ace and the other agents in the poll gets wider and wider. That is the goal. But I think Ace absolutely cooked in this one. I'm not going to lie. Let's have a look at the rankings. So this is interesting. It's saying GPT 5.51 in the ranking. All right. 12 entries from an older rubric or judge excluded, judge run to refresh. Let me give this a refresh. Let's see. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I guess because it hasn't completed all the missions yet. GPT's completed everything. Ace has done 5 out of 6. Claude has done 4 out of 6. So rather than doing this, what I will say, so currently the rankings are based off of how many tasks were completed. And I think this is a bad way to rank, because you need to look at it in terms of every single one of these agents can complete the task. Like, it just can. It's just how well it can complete that task. We shouldn't reduce the score of the agent because something in our bench messed up the task and they weren't able to produce an output. I think what we should do is we should only measure tasks where they have all submitted something. And that way we can see a much fairer, unbiased score. Ace cooked. How's development on Ace going? What's new? Dude, we have a massive update coming. We have group chats, which basically lets you talk to individual agents. So you can see here I've tagged Codex, and Codex is responding. Where up until this point, you have only been able to talk to the entirety of the team. Now you can isolate individuals inside of the team. So this is a big update. And now it's more like a group chat kind of vibe. So when you ask for a question, they're both kind of going to talk to each other and then give you an output. And you see this tick, team answer, basically means like the team agrees that this is the right answer. And you can click on it to expand and see things. That's one of the big updates. The next big update is orchestration. So you can have this more premium model orchestrate a cheaper model simply by just selecting orchestrate. So now if Fable gets really expensive, you can use Fable to orchestrate these cheaper models inside of Ace, which is going to be really handy. Let me restart this. All right, let me get back to hello, everybody. Do be a bit off topic, but I saw a short of yours talking about a course that Claude had that was taught by the creator of Claude Code. Which course was that? That was, let me find it for you real quick. Let me look at my resources. Give me 1 second. I think it's this one. All right. Yes. Yo, this one right here. Yeah, I'll send you the link. It's basically a 2-hour video right here. Anthropic has released a complete 2-hour training on building Claude agents hosted by engineers who build Claude code. And it's literally just a full-on 2-hour course of different Claude engineers talking about Claude and how to use it. So if you're not familiar with this face, this is Tariq. He's like the lead engineer behind Claude. This guy. So let me say, here, I'll chuck this link inside of the chat. Yo, DBBB, I just came back from Orlando. I hopped on to watch your stream right now. Yo, what up, Barton? How we doing, bro? How was Orlando? Looks like you and me both were away at the same time. This is a sound methodological point, and I agree with it. Right now, a model score is dragged down by missions where our bench failed to get an artifact out of it, a timeout on ACE research crash. That measures our infrastructure, not the agent. Scoring everyone on the common set of missions they all actually completed is the fair head-to-head way to do it. Okay. This was merged recently. This is regarding one design decision worth knowing about. While wiring this, I found that terminal was never written at agent creation, and the agent config panel silently materialized the unset toggle to false on any save. That means a store terminal false on existing boards usually isn't a user choice, and enforcing it would have broken every previously edited agent's ability to run builds. The fix, creation defaults and panel saves now stamp a terminal blah blah blah, known limits all documented in code. Codex and Gemini accept the capability config, but stay advisory for now since their CLIs have no per tool deny flag. Real Codex restriction arrives with the container runtime, which is the deferred follow-up needing a Docker-capable environment, and terminal on remains a superset. A shell can write. So the final toggles looks good. Can we proceed with the rest of the build of the phases? Thank you, Preach. All good. Glad I could help, bro. Dude, I can't believe Ace won, bro. That is a huge milestone. Oh yeah, my brother told me to check out this thing that could be that could be cool for the stream. But it's basically this little Tamagotchi that grows as you code. It got rank 3 on Product Hunt, which is kind of crazy. 3 steps to your first friend. This could be kind of cool. We like 1 soul, many cozy coats. All right, you know what? Let's give it a go. I think it could be cool to have like a little thing while we're coding during the live streams, and it kind of just grows with us. Could be like a cool little thing to see it evolve and stuff. I kind of like the idea. Let's see. I hope it's like a widget though. It kind of looks like an app. I'll stop. Don't use Fable Extra. It overthinks and burns tokens. Just use High. That's so funny that you said that. What should I name it? Chat. What should I name this egg? What should I name this egg? I'll let you guys name it. Suggestion, don't use... It's funny me because literally Vince and Alex in the chat earlier were like, I only use Extra High because it's way better. So it's kind of funny that you're coming in here. Everyone just has a different opinion with this shit. It's kind of funny. Doobie's booby. Doobie's booby. That's kind of funny. Haaland? Damn, we got a Norway fan in the chat. Haaland. Wait, are you saying Haaland because of how it looks, bro? I hope you're not saying it because of how the egg looks. Booby. Yo, I kind of like Booby. Booby's kind of cute. All right, let's go with Booby. Start raising. Oh, so we got a little thing here. Nice to meet you. The bars below, Booby is still an egg. The more you code with Claude, the more it grows and hatches. So, do I need to use... Can I feed it? Today, 3.8 million. This week, 10.7 million activity. Is that like how many people are using this? Find Ace Bench. Oh, cool. Okay, so it's got access to all of my sessions. All right, well, I guess we can kind of... Do I get to see my pet, dude? I want to see my pet. Yeah, haha, I use Fable 5 Ultra Code. Who cares about token burn? He looks like Super Boo from Dragon Ball Z. Yo, true! Best output over costs. That's so fair. Ultra Code uses high under the hood. It just spawns a bunch of highs. Really? I did not do that. I did not know that. Ultra Code does not mean best output. Output is correlated to difficulty. Extra and max can overthink in simple tasks, warned by Anthropic. What did I join to? Alex, we are currently feeding our pet. Connect real usage from the tray menu. All right, let's have a look. Show your real usage. Right now, your real usage can't load. If I gently wrap Claude Code's status line, I can show your 5-hour and weekly usage as is. Sure. 4% to hatch. Yo, I want to hatch this egg, guys. All right, come on. We're going to hatch this egg. We're at 4%. The pet's named Booby. King's Pond, how we doing? Send me 50 if you don't worry about cost. Yo, checkmate, motherfucker. Maybe I can chuck my shit back here. Alright. That's a really inappropriate name. Wow. Bruh. That's the end of my name, bro. You saying my name's inappropriate? I'm good too, King's Pond. Thanks for asking. Alright, so let's have a look at what we're doing. If we just quickly look at my usage limit for Fable, we're at 94%. Damn. That shit just freaking goes, hey. Ace Bench Repo, we were over here. let's just kind of, let me give a quick refresh. Merge. Let's look. Are the new generations out? Lava lamp. Whoa! Claude Fable 5 lava lamp looks nice. This might be one of the best ones I've seen. We're still waiting on the landing page, but the lava lamp looking good. Ace still taking a minute. %8 to hatch. I want to see what it looks like at 100%, man. I need to see my egg. I need to see my Tamagotchi grow. Add chat line summarizer fallback to workflow steps. Just see it in Ace. Okay, it's already merged. We can archive this. This was regarding Ace Bench repo. We're at 11%. Orchestration. We can probably close this one as well. What else we got in here? Group chat installation. This was regarding, what's going on here? You can see the egg up here. I don't know if you guys can see. It's this tiny little egg at the top. If we could make it bigger, that would be kind of cool. Yo, we're at 22%. Can I feed it? Is this doing anything? I don't know. Looks vibe coded as shit though. Doobie likes to see things grow. Crazy, bro. Pause. I think we could test the orchestration system now. All right, so now we should be able to see the latest models. Let's have a look. So I can go, boom, Fable is right there. Okay, nice. Is Sonnet there as well? Nice. Okay, so we got Sonnet. I don't see Sonnet 5. Okay. So there's a shit ton of models here. Okay, so is there a way to update these models automatically? Because we're a bit late in deploying these latest models. You know, they came out like a week ago. So is there a way to auto update these models where users can just press restart and the new models are available in the app? Also, I think there's too many models to choose from now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different models. I think that's overkill. We should have max 4. They should be the latest models. For each price tier. So we got Fable 5, Opus 4.8, Sonnet 5, and Haiku 4.5. Oh wait, no. Haiku 4, is it 4.6? No. Haiku, damn, they haven't updated Haiku in ages, bro. It's due. There we go. We're at 28%. Come on. I want to see this egg hatch, man. This egg is the only reason I am alive right now, dude. I do everything for this egg. Alright, what's gonna come first? The egg or Fable 100% usage limit? Haiku has no cost benefit for them. Anthropic's hoping to be profitable. I mean, that's a fair take. Actually, Doobie, I have a good local model you could add as a fifth so that users don't have LLM costs. It's a soda model unreleased at the moment. Oh yeah, is it called shit, what's it called again? Is it called Nushi, bro? Is it called Nushi AI? Is it called Nushi AI? Alex, please confirm. All right, let's test orchestration. We'll go Opus for now. And let's go ahead and duplicate Codex. And let me chuck this over here. Who is the highest goal scorer in all of is this orchestration worthy? I don't even know if it's going to freaking work. We'll see. Who's the highest goal scorer in all of the World Cup? I just watched the Spain versus Portugal game, bro. Per chance, yeah, I freaking knew it. If you're using Haiku for coding, you deserve a medal. For real. And that's exactly the thing. We should be using Haiku. We're just too lazy to properly delegate. I feel that. Who is the highest goal scorer? Okay, Codex has replied. This is likely asking for the all-time top goal scorer in the FIFA World Cup. So is it telling me that Codex is actually the orchestrator in this scenario? I'll verify Codex 2 here. Wait. Codex 1 is the orchestrator. Codex 2 is the verifier. Okay, so it's like this. Okay. Task assignment. This is kind of cool. Verify the current all-time leading goal scorer. Check ambiguity and adjacent interpretations. So you can see orchestration working right now, where Codex has given both under them a task. Now, I thought Opus 4.8 would be the highest model in this regard. Codex 2 here, no response. We're waiting on Alfred, women's tournament, or combined since the date is during the 2026 World Cup window. Do not rely on memory. Verify current standings from authoritative current sources and flag any ambiguity. Cool. It's good to see that the orchestration's actually working. It was able to assign tasks to the bottom layer, and me as the, I guess, user am able to verify. Okay, it's given them tasks. Cool. I can see that. Nice. Fable one-shot this feature, by the way. I'm just going to add that in real quick. Fable has one-shot this feature. We're at 40%. I wonder if using Ace actually helps with the egg hatching. What do you find more useful? Codex for coding or Claude? I'll probably say Claude at Codex at the moment. Codex 5.5 has a soft spot in my heart. Fable, if Fable stayed around, 100% Fable would be winning. But Codex 5.5 right now is pretty elite. Now, Codex 5.6 is expected to release this week, so I'm excited for that. Now, this is taking a bit of time, but we'll let them cook. I wonder what this means. Today, 4.4 million. This week, 11.3 million activity. Is that like tokens used? It's hard to tell. Oh, I did notice it. Look, that's the Clarify World Cup goal scorer right there. Done. Ambiguity analysis complete. Okay, cool. It's saying, Codex is now reviewing. We can see up here. I like that it shows on the canvas that this is the Codex that is talking. It's good to identify. 5.6 being cheaper and potentially better, and in the subscription, rare OpenAI W. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, OpenAI, they've been doing good to the Vibecoding community, man. They've been doing us real good. I'm a big fan of OpenAI recently. Okay, Codex's response. I reviewed both replies and checked the weak point. The old close martyr answers are stale under current 2026 reporting. The mission only needs a direct answer. So I'm finalizing with assumption stated and the women's record caveat included. Assuming you mean the FIFA World Cup all-time scoring record in finals tournament. Let me have a look here. So interesting. You can see here that this ends up being the synthesized message. So Miroslav Klose. Messi on 20 World Cup goals. Damn, Messi's got 20 World Cup goals, guys. That's pretty crazy. If you meant the Women's FIFA World Cup, specifically, the record holder is Marta of Brazil with 17. Damn. Is ongoing. Messi's total may still change. Okay, so I think what we could improve here is the synthesis could occur inside of the orchestrator. So let me just do let me get rid of this over here. I'm going to try and get this entire thing. There's a few observations made. Which one is orchestration? This one. Let me get rid of this, put it over here. I'm actually going to get rid of that too. All right. So I just tested out the orchestration and there's a few things that I noticed. First off, I really like how the lead orchestrator inside of the group chat tags the two agents and assigns them tasks. I think it looks really nice and really clean, and the user instantly understands what's going on. However, one thing that I noticed is it's hard to tell who becomes the orchestrator. For example, inside of the actual canvas, I had this set up in the screenshot where Opus was at the top and the two Codex agents were at the bottom. Because I was under the assumption that Opus would be the orchestrator. However, it ended up picking Codex, and then another Codex agent ended up being a sub-agent, and Opus ended up being a sub-agent as well. And this got me thinking, like, how is this decision made? And how can we make this a bit more clear? So I think what could be nice and neat is if there was some sort of animation or some sort of highlight to identify who is being the orchestrator. I think it should also pop up inside of harness role, who is the orchestrator. And then that gives users the option to switch the orchestrator, because right now the user doesn't get to choose who the orchestrator is. And I feel like that is a bit limiting, because I was full expecting Opus 4.8 to be, and you can kind of see in the screenshot, it makes sense that Opus in that scenario would orchestrate with two Codex agents as sub-agents. Now, the other thing that I also think was a bit interesting is you can see that Codex, the orchestrator, after both the sub-agents responded, replies. And then after its reply, we get the synthesis answer. Now, I'm thinking, as the orchestrator, can't they just reply with the synthesized answer? I'm just trying to reduce the amount of text that people need to consume. And I think that the orchestrator, it makes sense as the person delegating tasks and reviewing ends up replying with the final answer and synthesizing. Yeah, I think that is my take. Those are my takes, my options. All right, let me send that. This is probably the last prompt we get on Fable 5 before everything just crashes. We're at 97% of our Fable 5 usage. So we got 3% left to squeeze. We're nearly done with our total usage. Fable 5 did come back with a website, which is kind of fire. Cool. Pretty clean. Oh, it looks very similar to Ace's output, actually. Made the generations look cleaner. This one doesn't pop out though. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of cool. The calendar isn't responsive. I'd probably still give this to Ace, to be honest. These do come out though, so that's kind of nice. Ooh, I like that the next one closes the previous one. That's like a nice to have. It didn't have to do that. Start your free week. Cool. Form, fill out. Find us. Pretty good. They did a better job at the logo. There's areas where Fable did better. I won't deny that. Yo, Slyphorn, how we doing? In most cases, I just have Fable as a thought partner, writing the specs and delegating to GPT 5.5. The initial cost, though, is around like 10K for 2 DGX Sparks. I think that meets the requirement to run DeepSeek V4, bro. DeepSeek V4 locally, is that what you're talking about? I challenge you to study Introduction to Algorithms by Thomas H. Corman. In this day and age, the differentiator is being able to think. Let me have a look. Introduction to Algorithms is a book on computer programming by Thomas H. Corman. The book is described by its publisher as the leading algorithms text in universities worldwide, as well as the standard reference for professionals. Do you think I'm at a level where I could read this book and understand it? Me? Or do I need to start simpler? Is this like 101? And I'm like gonna know end to end like everything about code, because I don't even know coding terminology, to be fair. Doobie check show off. A small list. Yo, this looks clean, dude. Yo, Vince, how'd you get it to do that? Is that a one shot? Is that a one shot? We need to add better tooling to Ace. Yo, that's really cool. Vince, how do we freaking do this? If you have questions, ask ChatGPT. It's worthwhile going down the rabbit hole. just learning? 100%. I completely agree with you. I definitely do want to get down the rabbit hole. I think it would improve my own capabilities with vibe coding. I feel like I've gotten very far with the limited knowledge that I have, but I am starting to notice that there is a little bit of a ceiling where I don't know any code. I've never coded in my life, and so I'm fully reliant on these AI agents to know how to do the thing that I need. And so I am noticing there is a cap. Something I force my employees to do at work is constant learning. You don't use it, you lose it. Learning relevant to our domain. That's cool. Fable 5 almost out. I think I'm out now. Let me see. Yep, Fable 5 limit reached. So can I switch to Opus to finish off? Get usage credit. It resets at 11 p.m. to keep before. Wait until Tuesday. Damn. Continue. I'll just say continue with Opus 4.8. But we can go extra high here. I got to give you credit. You have done a lot. At the end of the day, this tool is just an extension of yourself, but you've been doing great. Throwback to the Replit days. Yo, those were the freaking days, me. Holy shit. Every time someone says throwback to the Replit days, bro, I literally just get like flashbacks of like how shit that time was. Like, dude, I was spending like hundreds of dollars a day on credits for Replit to build my shitty little app that no one even used. Like, bro, throwback to that. But yeah, me, you're completely right. I do need to learn. So you think I should start here? Introductions to algorithm. Let me actually ask ChatGPT, because I'm pretty interested in getting started, to be honest. So as someone who's never coded before, I want to start learning, and I've been recommended this book. Is this going to teach me like A to Z as a complete beginner, or do I need to start with something more basic? Bro, what was your spend on Replit? Like total spend? Dude, it was like, I think it ended up being like $3,000 or something. I could have gotten Claude Max for 6 months straight. No. Dude, I could have gotten Claude Max for like 2 years straight with that amount of money. It was ridiculous. I think you should pursue whatever piques your interest. I mean, vibe coding is kind of where it's at the moment in terms of interests. Introduction is excellent, but it's not a good first coding book if you have never programmed before. It teaches the theory behind algorithms, sorting graphs, dynamic programming, complexity, proofs, pseudocode, etc. It assumes you can already read code comfortably and are okay with fairly academic maths. You would likely understand individual pages, but it will feel slow and discouraging as a starting point. Start with a practical programming language first, ideally Python, and learn variables. For your goal around AI and vibe coding, a better route is Python Crash Course by Eric Math's Best Beginner Foundation. So, I mean, if anyone in the chat with me trying to level up their vibe coding, this is the book that's been recommended. Python Crash Course. Build 5 to 10 tiny useful projects with Claude, helping you explain every line. Grokking Algorithms by Aditya, for far more beginner friendly than CLRS. Let's have a look at this. Grokking Algorithms, an illustrated guide for programmers and other curious people. Ooh, cool. Yo, we got some options here. Illustrations, man. I love illustrations. I was always a big picture book fan. Learn TypeScript, not Python. TypeScript has a better ecosystem. Scrimba? What the hell is Scrimba? Did you finish uni? Yes, I did. I graduated for international business. God damn. 300. Then get into the weeds of what makes vibe coding capable. Like when you input a prompt, what happens after you hit enter? Just chase your curiosity. I will say though, what you want to learn is not coding itself. It's great to be familiar, but you should be learning the theory about system design. Interesting. The understanding of what software engineering really is. All right, you got a book for that? GB, you should try to get kickbacks on Ace. Ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting idea. Hello, everybody. That's not a bad shout. Can you vouch TypeScript will introduce paradigms that'll make learning other languages easier? Okay. Is it worth going to uni? I mean, look, I personally do not use my uni degree at all. Okay, so I wouldn't say it was worth it to me. I'm stuck with debt that I have to pay now, which is kind of annoying. When I run my own business, I need to now think about paying my debt for the uni. Like, what the hell? That's kind of shit, considering I don't even use it. But like, I mean, it depends, you know? I went to uni for a pretty boring, useless degree, international business. Everything I learned about business, I've done in the field rather than through theory and like writing assignments and shit. So I don't know if I'd really recommend that. But if I did like computer science, for example, maybe I would have found it a bit more interesting, you know? It all depends on like if you know what you're going to do when you're 18 years old. Like, how are you as an 18-year-old meant to know on a whim, like, oh yeah, when I'm 24 years old, when I'm in my 30s, I'm definitely going to want to be doing the thing that I'm thinking of right now. Like, no. When you were freaking 8 years old, are you, as an 18-year-old, thinking about the same shit when you're 8? No, you're not. So, like, uni is actually a bit, like, stupid in that regard. I think, yeah. Coding is 10% of the job. The other 90% is creating the solution. Damn, that's deep. Someone quote that. Do you trademark your apps when launched, or do you wait for confirmed amount of users? Yes. I definitely wait for number of users as well. Like, because there's no point going into all the effort of trademarking your app when you're not going to get any sales. You know what I mean? Like, get your first couple sales, see that traction is happening so that you can kind of pursue it further, and you know, like, okay, I want to do this and take this a bit more seriously. That's probably when you want to switch. And at what point you want to take something more seriously is different for everybody, right? Your best learning tool might be right here using ChatGPT. The questions you have, ask away. I mean, yeah, 100%. I always ask ChatGPT every time I have a question. Like, even inside of Claude, when Fable's coding, it's going to ask me a question like, hey, I'll use your judgment on this for the blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, what the hell is that? And so I have to take a screenshot or copy paste into ChatGPT and be like, yo, explain this to me like I'm 5. That's probably one of the main methods I use to learn, but I'm not going to lie. Yeah, kind of like what Motion de la Cruz is saying, this whole chat is a goldmine. Like, when I'm coding, 9 times out of 10, you guys in the chat are helping me, and I'll find I learn a lot quicker because you guys are able to see what I'm doing and you guys have the context, and you guys will instantly tell me if I'm doing something stupid or not. So I feel like a lot of the progress that I've made is low-key because I've got really smart people in my chat telling me what to do. Just created my business, launch multiple SaaS apps, coming soon. Nice. I mean, yeah, as long as you have a business, I have the same method where I just have a business and that's registered, and everything that I do, my YouTube, my apps that I launch, everything just falls under that business. You might consider your international business degree useless, but your ability to communicate is irreplaceable. Most engineers can't communicate. You have a skill that can take you into any field. Oh, I appreciate that, Me6. Me 6. Me 7, 9. I never really thought about that. Check out Matt Pocock's /explain skill. It'll help you out in learning. Oh yeah, I've been using the Matt Pocock teach me skills. They're really good. I watched his interview recently with David, and he showed us how he learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube because of his skills that he's made, which is kind of cool. I actually got a video coming out recently that'll mention him. All right, let me just double check on what's going on with Opus here. Continuing with Opus now. Let me verify the helpers. Yo, we're at 65% with the egg hatch, by the way. Like, we're super close. 35% more. Is my Claude usage even going to hold up? We're at 87%. Resets in an hour and 25 minutes. Let's go back to here. No, here. Let me close this. Let me open up. I think it was around there. I mean, this thing's kind of annoying me now. I don't even know where to put it. If I put it here, can I see? Yeah. That David guy, him and the bridge mine guy. Enough said. Yeah, David Ondrej. David Ondrej. If I'm pronouncing his name right. He's pretty goated, I'm not going to lie. Like, in terms of creators I watch inside of this space, he's got to be up there as one of the... Nick, I watch a little bit. I feel like he's a bit too, like, for the normies. But David... he's like just in the cusp of my understanding of coding, because he says a lot of terminology and languages and he uses the terminal a lot. So I find myself learning a lot more from his videos because they're a bit more for like a developer audience. And so when I'm watching his videos, I kind of am able to like find the pieces without, knowing the terminology. And so this interview is really interesting where he talks with Matt Pocock. Check it out if you haven't already. Yeah, this is a great channel. Shout out, David. All right, so this one's going for a little bit. Let me check what else we got. Group chat installation paused here. Let me switch to Opus. So we got a few code base review. What is my thing doing? Let me chuck it over here. We're at 66%, going pretty slow now. This is you've used 96% of your Fable limit when I've already used 100. So I don't know why it's saying that. The practical next step is merging the stack in order so the dev runtime picks it up. Then agents on your board will have live harness tools on the next run. Let's merge the stack in order, and then let's continue working on the other phases. I'm going to hit you with a wake up. He's a buzzword connoisseur. His early videos were shilling his school with the AI hype, but he might be different now. Yeah, okay. Interesting. It's funny because I see him as this developer, right? And because him and I have done very similar videos, like, for example, Hermes Agent tutorials and stuff. And it's funny because when I see him do something, it's like so much more complicated than it needs to be, because he's a developer and he'll like type all this code in the terminal to get the Hermes agent to like act a certain way or do a certain thing. And in my tutorial, I'm just like, oh yeah, just prompt the Hermes agent to say this. And it's like the exact same outcome, but he just does this way more technical method. How long ago were you watching him, me? Because I've only just started him recently. David Andre is a snake oil salesman. He's not a developer and just hops on the hype train. Interesting. Damn, so it looks like the chat doesn't like David. Really? Damn, I didn't know that. I've been watching him like, damn, this guy knows what he's talking about. All right, give me a recommendation. Michelle Hashimoto. Michelle Hashimoto. Let's have a look. Oh, is this the I recently changed my username, so there's an extra I in it now. Update it. For those that were wondering, we're so close to 35k in the subs. Michelle, is this the girl that used to work at Meta? Michelle, a new way of writing code. No, it's a guy. Mitchell Hashimoto. Interesting. Where'd you find this guy? Entrepreneur. Michelle is a passionate engineer, professional speaker, and entrepreneur. Michelle has been... Is this a LinkedIn guy? Is he like heavy on the LinkedIns? Have spoken with him personally, don't have good experiences. Really? Oh, interesting. The thing is, David isn't a developer. Being a developer pre-AI, he's full of bullshit. Yeah, okay. Damn, I might need to stop watching this guy. You guys feel strongly about him. Hey, what up, Widits Lil? How you doing? He's a dev and a good one. Michelle Hashimoto, I'm assuming you're talking about. Other creators are Prime Agent. I love Prime. Yo, Prime is freaking goated. Prime has such good takes, man. I'm not gonna lie. He makes me think about this whole AI revolution differently. Dude, he freaking hates. He hates it Anthropic though. 2-minute papers. 2-minute papers. Interesting. They said this will never run in real time. AI just entered a new era. DeepSeek just solved AI's billion-dollar problem. All right, I'm gonna give this guy a shot. What else we got? Welch Labs. Illustrated guide to AI is now available. Jan LeCun's $1 billion bet against LLMs. Can humans make AI any better? Inside the world's smartest robot brain. This is interesting. Okay. All right, I'll give this guy a shot. And then who else we got? We got Web Dev Simplified. Containers don't make your AI agent safe. What I use instead. Oh shit, I accidentally expanded my... Oh no, how do I get rid of my freaking shorts? Show less. Most developers are using AI wrong. My honest thoughts on AI and the job market in 2026. Interesting. This guy's given LinkedIn dev though. But I'll give him a shot. Seems legit. The best AI channel by far is AI Explained. AI Explained. Ooh, this looks cool. Fable 5 is GPT 5.6, the early results. Yo, that's cool. Damn, I like that. That's a cool intro, dude. Dude, I might get some inspiration from that. I really like how he did that. That's really creative. Dude, he gets to subscribe just for that. Bro doesn't know Yan Nekun. Yan Nekun, bro. Who the hell is that? I bet I'm butchering his name. Who the hell is Yan Nekun? Nekun? Yan Lekun. Oh, this guy. This guy. The guy that was on the thumbnail. Is a French-American computer scientist working in the fields of artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer vision, robotics, and image compression. Yeah, okay. He's like an Andre Karpathy. Check out this guy's earlier playlist to learn TypeScript. Okay. A competitor to your content, I would assume, Doobie, would be Jeff Stu. He explains and teaches things well, I would assume. Let's see. Jeff Stu. Oh, yeah, this guy. No, this guy's good. I've watched this guy before. Damn, he needs to improve his SEO for YouTube, man. The second thing that comes down is this ab workout. When he's clearly got all this reach. The only AI tools you need, 12 minutes. I really like his editing style. Wow, look how nice that video looks. What's he posting recently? Learn 90% of Google's Gemini Spark in 15 minutes. Nice, he's hitting all the SEO points. Nah, cool. I appreciate that. I'll look into this guy. 68% on this. Ace Agent review and roadmap. Code-based review. Dude, I was pretty sure I was on Opus for this. Theo loves Obsidian. Oh yeah, I've been watching Theo as well. Less hype, more real things. Theo sucks? Really? Why don't you like Theo, Vince? Theo knows how to turn a 5-minute talk into 45 minutes. Summarize this Yapper's video for me. He also just markets his product and shits on other products to make his sound better. Really? Interesting. Okay. I didn't know. I thought people liked Theo. I thought Theo had the people's hearts, but I guess not. There you go. Alright, we're waiting on this. I think my Claude usage is almost up. What are we at? 88%. Damn, what's going to come first? My Claude usage running out or my egg hatching? Let me just double check Ace Bench. Looks like we got everything. Ace, we're still waiting on Ace's input for this though. The lava lamp for Fable came out really nice though. Ooh, I like how it like doesn't rapidly change. It like morphs into that color. That's really neat. That's really neat. Nice. Nice. All right, let's go ahead. Copy the full run pack from a feedback report or judge the run to score every artifact. 0-5 scored. What's this? Rankings. Claude Fable winning. So we're still doing this thing where we're only judging. Okay, so it's actually saying Claude is better by 1 than Fable. Interesting. Breakdown by dimension. Polish, correctness, interactivity. So if I go down here to do app. So I thought that the Milky Way galaxy simulation was better inside of ACE. So Milky Way got voted a 78, 60, 95, 60. Fable got Milky Way galaxy as 68 compared to 78. Okay, so ACE did win the Milky Way galaxy. I also thought that ACE won in the fluid particle. Here it's been ranked 50, 50, 85, 40. Claude Fable got 60 for the fluid particle. Okay. 50, 95, 60. So I'm trying to think of how we can tune this closer to what the chat and a human kind of thinks. Bro's obsessed with that egg. Bro, this is what I live for, bro. If this egg don't hatch soon, man, I'm going to have to start. I'm going to get Depresso real quick. LMAO, he does yap, I can't lie. He's basically gives a whiny nerd vibe, but you can't tell he knows what he's talking about. All that noise aside, Theo has some okay takes. I think Theo has some good takes. So can't fault him knowledge. Let's start it off, Doobie. Go learn what an array is. Instead of waiting for your egg or prompts to finish, learn in the downtime. Array. All right. Doobie, what's your take on staying as website or apps? Apparently apps suck on fees about 30% and there is always issues. I mean, you got to understand Mowol, like why do apps get a 30% cut on fees? Firstly, if you're the only place that does that is Apple, and Apple has a small business 15% cut. So if you're a small business, it's reduced commission rate to 15%, meaning for your first $1 million, basically, you get to be only charged 15% instead of 30. But you also got to consider, there's a reason why they're doing that, and it's because everyone is inside of the App Store, So you basically to be privileged to be even able to post inside of the App Store, you get a cut. They get a cut. Because you got to think about it from the perspective of, they control the device, which is an iPhone. So, yeah. I think it's fine. I think it's fair. I think apps are better than websites any day of the week. Like that's a bit of a silly question. But it also depends. Like websites, I see it as like a funnel, right? You're getting people to go to the website to then go to your app to then pay you. The website is the landing page, but it also depends like what your website is. Like for example, Polymarket is a website, but it's also an app on your mobile device. Maybe like the way to look at it is like, can your app be a website? What is the best use case for your user? Where are your users hanging out? Are they hanging out on the internet? Are they hanging out locally on your device? Like where do people, I don't know. That was a very loaded question. I feel like I answered it like really badly, poorly. gonna get us out of the matrix. I'm aiming to convert one vibe coder at a time. All right, let's look at what arrays are. Please explain to me what is an array. I didn't even quote it properly, dude. I did a comma. You have a Discord? Yeah, it's at the very bottom of the description. I'm new to the vibe coding game, G. Give me a break. All right, my bad, Mowall. My bad. We've got to start somewhere. We have all tried. Lol. That's funny. All right. An array is a container that stores multiple values in a specific order. Think of it like a row of numbered boxes. Apple, banana, orange. Each item has a position number called an index. In most programming languages, counting starts at 0, so not 1. I mean, okay. So 0, 1, 2. In Python, arrays are usually called lists. They're useful whenever you have a collection of similar things, instead of making separate variables like this. Title 1, top Claude skills. Title 2, how I built an AI app. Title 3, Claude code tutorial. It looks like this. Top Claude skills, how I built an app. Okay, and you just say the number instead. You keep them together in one array. You can also add, remove, or change items. Fruits.append mango adds mango. Fruits 1 equals grape, replaces banana with grape. Okay. So here it was indexed 1 as a banana, and then you're replacing it with a grape. So the core idea is an array is an ordered list of variables that you can access using their position number. Interesting. Okay. Give me a practical use case as to where I would use this. A practical example for you would be storing a list of video ideas. So video ideas equals blah. You can now do useful things with that list. Show the first idea. Print video ideas 01. Output, top 12 Claude skills. Oh. Okay, that's cool. Or automatically go through every idea. For idea in video ideas, print video idea. Output, video idea, top 12. This becomes useful when you build something like a content planning app that stores 100 video ideas, a script that checks titles for keywords, an AI workflow that generates 20 hooks, then ranks them, a dashboard showing your recent YouTube videos, a tool that loops through. Without an array, you would need to separate variables for every item. Okay, so the way that I look at it, arrays are basically a method to not have to repeat yourself. So you can just write the thing once, and then you can bring it up later in different parts of your code, and you can reference back to that list, and you won't have to rewrite the whole thing again. Am I right? You are mostly right with one important distinction. A variable lets you save one thing and reuse it later. An array list lets you save a group of related things and reuse or process them together. Okay, so for example, this avoids repeating one variable. Channel name equals dbbb, print channel name, print f welcome to channel name. That is a variable. An array is for when you have multiple things of the same category. You can reference the whole list or one specific item, or make code do something to every item without rewriting the same instruction. So a more exact way to say it is an array is a way to store a collection of related values once, then access or work through those values later without creating separate variables or repeating the same code for each one. The not repeating yourself part becomes especially valuable when you have 10, 100, or 10,000 items. Okay. Interesting. That's cool. There you go. I now know what arrays are. That makes a lot of sense. I also know what variables are now too. So I just learned 2 things. Think of a suburban neighborhood in a block. Each house has a fixed position and an associated number on their house. Something they missed out on saying is it's a contiguous list of elements. Contiguous. DB, you know how you were creating a to-do app in the benchmark? Each task is an item in a list. Each item is a task. Okay. Also, for best learning, don't just learn passively. Pull up Excalibur and start drawing or taking notes. I noticed that the best way for me to learn is to actually like physically build something. Because then I have like a final output or a final end destination or result. I noticed like learning like this, I mean, it helps to talk, obviously. Like this is obviously a way better way to learn than just reading text on a page, because I'm able to express, how I interpreted the explanation, and then it responds. Whereas when I'm building the thing, I feel like I learn faster. I kind of look at it like with Vibecoding. It's like, for example, when I'm learning Google Console is freaking complicated, man. Like if you're going into Google Console for the first time, there's so many different buttons and things to choose from. But if you actually go step by step, play the video. Okay, now press API and keys. Pause. All right, I go and press API and keys. Then play the video again. Press the next thing. Play the video again. Press the next thing. And I notice when I go like this stop, start kind of method, I tend to learn a lot faster. So yeah, maybe we can start doing live streams where the whole live stream is just me trying to learn the whole time. I mean, I'm kind of learning every day I live stream as well. It's not like every build is the same, but it's a good take, me. Cursor? No. We ain't opening Cursor up. We are not opening Cursor up. I actually hate Cursor, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe my opinion has changed now, but last time I opened up Cursor, I was not a fan. More of a conductor kind of guy. And hopefully soon I'm an Ace guy, and I just use Ace, my own app. But what's my usage at? We're at 89%. I've got a few running here. We can probably switch this over to Opus, continue. Continue. All these dropped from Fable. I think GPT-6 comes out on Thursday, so that'll be nice. All right, let's have a look here. I like that it tests itself and runs screenshots. That's really nice. Okay, cool. So continuing with Opus now, the default layout has both agents at the same height. Above the junction, a near tire capability fallback. Let me add tests that make topology unambiguous. Topology default works, task 18 done, now task 19, orchestrator visibility. Let me find how the run payload surfaces the orchestrator identity to the client and where the canvas agent plus node agent config live. Let me stamp. Now stamping the flag in the memo and rendering the badge. Lead badge, now add a subtle ring on the orchestrator's orb and define the badge style. Now the agent config switcher, let me look at agent config. I'll add a helper to map an agent, now wire agent, task 19 done. The orchestrator's final reply should be the answer. No duplicate synthesis bubble. Let me understand the current flow, how the orchestrator stages deliverable becomes a mission complete bubble and a separate synthesis bubble. Let me look at, now I understand the duplication. The plan, extract the deliverable in the display parser renderer it as the orchestrator's final bubble content, and suppress the trailing synthesis bubble when it just repeats that deliverable, keeping it when a downstream stage changed the answer. Go down. All 1,034 tests passed. Jesus Christ, what? No way. that's too many, man. The local config runs, which is enough to visually verify the canvas badge, and config switcher. The parts are human. The chat derivation change is covered by the new unit test. Let me start it and check the user's exact scenario. Opus on top, 2 codecs below. The board opened directly, no project card gate. Let me check the canvas nodes. The topology default works. Opus on top now has the lead badge, exactly the user's expected behavior. Before GPT 5.6 would have stolen it by capability score. Let me capture a screenshot and verify the agent config switcher. Okay, so looking at this screenshot, it's got this bubble and it's the lead. Interesting. Okay. Why are there multiple orchestrates here? That's weird. The board matches the user's exact scenario. Both persisted runs. All 3 features confirmed visually. Lead badges on Opus that the deliverable rendered directly in the final lead. Okay, nice. So this is the synthesized chat right here, which is cool. Opening config. The workers config shows orchestration worker with the make this agent the orchestrator button. Okay. So I don't see that option here. I'm assuming that's the harness role, which is unassigned. Why Codex? Okay, all 3 requests improved and merged. Why Codex stole the lead from Opus? The mystery is spotted. With no explicit pick, the orchestrator was chosen purely by a capability score table where GPT 5.5 100 outranks Opus 4.8 94. So it ignored your canvas layout entirely. The default is now topology aware. The agent drawn clearly above the junction, the apex of the fan, leads matching the intent your Opus on top layout expressed, making the orchestrator obvious and letting you choose. 2 things. The lead agent now wears a lead pill and a brighter orb ring on the canvas, and the agent's settings panel gained an orchestration section. It shows leads this group or worker with a make this agent the orchestrator button, so you're no longer stuck with whatever the auto pick decided. One answer, not a review plus a duplicate synthesis. The orchestrators, okay, yeah, we did that. Nice. Verified end-to-end. Nothing pending on this branch. The only open thread is the pre-existing silent send block when the default workspace is active chip, which is unrelated to orchestration. Say the word if you'd like me to take it or promote this batch from dev to main when you're ready. Okay, so I think we've already have we done a restart yet? Is this merged to dev? Did this merge to dev? Merge pull request, so it'll flow into dev, ace dev app. Okay, so we already reset, and we can see this is the lead right now. So cool. If I go up here, harness role is unassigned. Okay. So I guess I have an issue here. It's a button. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that you made orchestration of a separate button when inside the harness role, you can clearly just add orchestrator there. That's what the harness role is for. And so I think we need to do that. And I think we need to also add sub agent as a harness role. I also think, Maybe we'll just leave it at that. Doobie, your screen is frozen. Oh shit. Man, I've been reviewing code this whole time. You guys haven't even been seeing it. OBS does this weird thing sometimes. Let me fix it. There we go. Yo, Jay, how we doing, bro? Haven't seen you in a minute. Can you confirm this? I'll pay for Ace right now. Let me see. Would you have to prompt Claude and GPT to note when their usage times are coming up, I think? But that would be sick, no? That way the AI never stops. But most times when AI coding agent stops, you have to tell it to continue when usage resumes though. So let's say Gemini primary role is to make the AI models continue when usage is reset. Confirm this, I'll pay for Ace right now. No, it doesn't do that. But what you can do is you can create a cron job. So, I mean, maybe that's a feature we can add to cron, but you can set the time to the cron so that, let's say you know that you're gonna reset at 5 p.m., you can get it to kickstart the orchestration. And so, you know, the cron knows, okay, at 5 p.m., we're gonna run this orchestration. Now, there isn't really a task here, so it wouldn't work. But for something that actually has a mission contract, like let's say, I think Weather App has one, you would be able to see it. Yeah, here. You can see how this has the Weather App contract. So it would be able to theoretically work for this. Doobie is the professor now. Anyway, back to this. I think we need to also add sub agent as a harness role. I also think maybe we just leave it at that. This keeps everything neat and organized. And we'll see, Fable wouldn't have made that mistake. We already have a harness role system, so it doesn't make sense to create this additional button when orchestration is involved. Wow, that's a long loading screen. Sick though. Yeah, it started taking longer to load because of this group chat, I have noticed. One other thing that I noticed is the Ace animation stopped. And I don't like that. And I think that's to do with group chat installation. We're at 80% on this egg. New header now doesn't have the extended Ace animation, which I actually really liked. Can we bring that back where it extends to agentic coding environment? It's funny, my head's always cropped. Let me move the camera so it's a bit more. I'll let this run. We're kind of getting close to our usage. 90%. What was that other one? Yeah. This one's a bit weird. All models. Like, what do you mean all models usage limit? Oh, right. That's the new weekly limit. I don't like how much Anthropic changes shit. Like, it's kind of annoying, you know? What's the point of having these timed limits in the first place? At the end of the day, we're just looking for an output, and if it takes longer than expected, it takes longer than expected. There's literally no benefit to having a hard timing cap, other than we now have to start the process all over again. Chat line summarize. Oh, did we? Cool. We can merge to dev. Ace is a wrapper around 3 coding CLIs. Codex can't easily be sandboxed. The code needs dangerful access for Codex to function at all. Options: run Codex agents in a container, cap them at full access only. I think we've already made these decisions. This is outdated. All right, Doobie, learning time, linked lists. Where'd you link them? Oh, wait. Are you saying this is the next thing that I gotta learn? Linked lists. What are linked lists? So we know what an array is. Linked list. A linked list is another way to store a collection of items like an array, but instead of keeping them all in one row, each item points to the next one. Imagine a scavenger hunt. First clue, second clue, third clue, end. Each clue contains the actual information, directions to where the next clue is. In code, it looks conceptually like this. Apple points to banana. Banana points to orange. Orange, nothing. Each individual box is called a node. An array works more like numbered seats in a cinema. Okay, yep. You can instantly grab item 01 or 2. A linked list has no built-in numbered positions to find the third item. The computer starts at the first node, follows the link to the second, then follows the next link to the third. Why use one? Linked lists are useful when you constantly need to insert or remove items in the middle of a collection. Constantly need to insert or remove items in the middle of a collection. Constantly need to insert or remove items in the middle of a collection. For example, imagine a playlist queue. Song A, song B, song C. Someone adds a song after song A. With a linked list, you mainly update the next connections. With an array, you may need to shift every later item over to make room. Simple comparison. Task, get the 500th item. Array, very fast. Linked list, slower. You must move through the earlier items. Okay, like a queue in a song. Okay, like a Spotify queue. Add, remove at the end. Usually easy. Add, remove in the middle can require shifting items. Efficient once you are at that point. Memory layout, stored together. Items can link different places and link together. For most beginner projects, you will use array lists far more often. Linked lists matter because they teach you how data can be structured underneath the surface, and they come up in coding interviews and computer science courses. Okay, now I'm not fully understanding of the actual practicality of this function. Like, what would I actually use this for? It is not really a function. It is a way of organizing data. All right, my bad. I labeled it wrong. The practical use is when you have a sequence of things that constantly changes in the middle and you do not care about instantly jumping to item number 500. For example, an undo/redo history in an app. Oh, okay. Current action, type title, add image, change color. Each action can link backwards and forwards. Oh, okay, like an undo and redo. When you hit undo, the app moves one step back. When you hit redo, it moves forward again. That is a strong use case for a doubly listed linked list. Each item knows both the item before it and the item after it. Another real example is a queue, where people constantly join or leave. Customer A, customer B, customer C. If customer B leaves, customer A to C. The system reconnects A directly to C. It does not need to shuffle every remaining person into a new numbered position. But for most apps you build early on, video idea lists, users, post products, API results, you would normally use a regular array list. You generally would not manually build linked lists in Python unless you are learning computer science fundamentals. So the practical takeaway is use an array when you want quick access to item number 20. Use a linked list when items need to be frequently inserted, removed, or moved around in a chain. Interesting. Oh, we're at 90% for the egg, man. This definitely feels a little bit more niche, linked lists. What are we at in terms of usage? %. Okay, we should be able to hit this egg. I really want to see the egg hatch. I'm just really curious. Okay, so add chat line summarizer. This work tree is busy with another agent's model catalog work, and my chat line changes got stashed out of it. How should I get the chat line work onto dev? Fresh, isolated work tree. Just recover, no PR yet. Okay, done. Spend more time thinking before asking. Try to challenge yourself. Have chat ask you questions to test your knowledge. Okay. Ask me questions to test my knowledge. That's a good point. I don't do that enough. What is the main difference between a variable and an array/list? One, the main difference between a variable and an array/list is basically a variable, you can change a single thing or reference a single thing, where an array or a list, you can reference a list or a bunch of different things. So if you have an array with 50 items on it, rather than having to rewrite those 50 things again, you can reference that array without having to rewrite all of that stuff. Where with a variable, you can only really list one thing. What's 2 plus 2? 4. Oh no, that got into the whisper. No, this is good. In this list, what item would video ideas 0 return? It would return top Claude skills. 2, top Claude skills. Why might you use a list instead of creating Python idea 1, idea 2, idea 3? 3, because you can simplify the code and write less.
reference a list rather than listing them out repeatedly. What does this code do? For idea in videos idea, print idea. What does this code do? For idea in video ideas, print idea. For, if I had to guess what this does, it is referencing a variable. For idea in video ideas, print idea. Explain a linked list in your own words. Man, what was a linked list again? A linked list, similar to an array, is basically a list, but instead of being able to pick the 500th item on a list, you have to go through this sequence from 1 up to 500 with each thing including a clue to the next thing, which can be useful for undo and redoing inside of an app. Which would be better for instantly finding the 500th item, an array or a linked list? So this is 5. Let's see what, I'm curious what my mark's going to be after this. 6, an array. 7. Which would usually be better for removing an item from the middle of a chain once you have found it, an array or a linked list? A linked list. A linked list. Give one real app feature where a linked list could make sense. 8. A linked list could make sense if you're creating a queue of songs inside a music app and you want to remove a song. In the middle. All right, let's see. Let's see how we go. It did mention nodes. It did mention nodes. You have the core concepts right. 7 out of 8 with one small correction. A variable stores one value, an array list stores a collection of values. The key added benefit is that you can work with all 50 items using one piece of code. Correct? 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 A list keeps related items together. Not quite. This means go through every item inside video ideas, call the current item idea and print it. How the hell does that mean that? For idea in video ideas, print idea. Go through every item inside video ideas. So it would output top Claude skills, AI news, best coding tools. Oh, okay. So it's calling for all the ideas inside of video ideas and then showing them. I don't fully understand for. Partially because of the word print and then using brackets, idea brackets. We're at 98% on the egg, man. Let's go. We're so close to hatching this thing. You are looking at 2 different types of brackets. Video ideas is the list. Idea is a temporary name for one item from that list. Print means show whatever is inside the parentheses on the screen. There are no square brackets around idea here. There are parentheses. Oh, wait, this is American, man. We call these brackets in Australia. Think of print like the command, say this out loud. Okay. Print hello. Displays hello. So this print idea, show the current video idea. Here is exact what Python does. Video ideas top. For idea in video ideas, print idea. First loop, Python takes the first item from video ideas. Idea equals top Claude skills. Then it runs print idea, which displays top Claude skills. Then it moved to the next item. Idea equals AI news, print idea, AI news. Then it repeats once more for best coding tools. So the sentence version is, for every item in the video ideas list, temporarily call it idea, then show it. The parentheses in print idea means give idea to the print command. Square brackets do something different. That means get item numbered 0 from the list. So print ideas, get the first item from the list, then show it. Whew. Damn, that was kind of a lot. It makes sense. I feel like I've actually learned a lot just now. Print means show everything. Yo, me, bro. Do you do teaching? Because you're doing a good job. Bro should have been a CS major. He's picking this up pretty fast. Did chat not mention nodes in linked lists? Ask it what a for loop is. The neuroplasticity in your brain is growing. For real. A for loop. What is a for loop? Me is goated, I can't lie, dude, for real. A for loop is a way to tell your code, repeat this action once for every item in this group. Example. Repeat this action once for every item in this group. Example. Video ideas equals top Claude skills, blah, blah, blah. For idea in video ideas, print idea. For every idea inside video ideas, print that idea. Or list everything, or show everything. Python does this step by step. Idea equals blah, 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 output. Okay, so instead of writing print 3 separate times, the loop repeats it for you. Okay. Okay, but wasn't this the same output that you showed me earlier with arrays? So are you saying that the for loop is happening in the background autonomously when I ask for certain things? Okay. So instead of writing print, a practical example, comments equals great video, this helped, make part 2. For comment in comments, print reply to comment. Reply to great video, reply to this helped, reply to make part 2. The structure is always roughly for temporarily underscore name in list underscore name, do underscore something. Idea is just a temporary name, you could call it anything. For banana in video ideas, print banana. That would still work, but idea makes the code easier to understand. Okay, interesting. Same output style, different mechanism. An array list only stores the items, but by itself, that does nothing. Python is just holding the list in memory to show one item. You explicitly choose it. My brain's starting to have a bit of a fart. Matt Lana, how you doing? Just joined. What are you doing right now? I'm trying to learn code. And I'm having a bit of a brain fart at the moment. Yo, my egg hatched. Yo. What should I give you? Dude, my egg hatched. Dude, how do I look at my freaking thing? That's so cool. I got such a cute little thing. How can I look at this properly? That's kind of cool. Draw a new one from the array. I'm hungry, please feed me. Dude, what am I doing? Am I even coding anymore, bro? What the hell? I didn't sign up for this. %, damn. Opus takes way less than Fable. Okay, me's going to explain it to me. This is where we turn things into English. Arrays/lists equals storing things on your shelves. A for loop is just repeating an action for every item in your shelf. So imagine you're at a supermarket and for every item can in the can aisle, you put the can in your cart. Right, okay. That makes sense. You can stack up actions. Beauty of vibe coding, I guess. I mean, yeah, we're learning the ins and outs. All right, guys, I'm probably going to wrap it there. Been a solid yo, my hair is cooked, bro. Why didn't anyone tell me that my hair was cooked, man? Jesus Christ, you guys seeing my receding hairline? Thank you so much for joining today. It was a good stream back. I feel like we got a lot done. I'm going to push Deb to main, and the new update will be live shortly for Ace. So if you want to check out Ace for yourself, first link in the description. Thank you, Me, for teaching me a lot of interesting new concepts about coding. I'm keen to continue our lesson if you join next live stream. That would be great. But yeah, now go learn about functions. All right, I will. Mowal, I appreciate you joining the stream, brother. Good to see that you're going along in your vibe coding journey. I remember the first time you joined, you were asking about how to vibe code. So it's kind of cool that now you're kind of in the weeds a little bit more. Busy Slim, what up? Good to see you in the chat. Alex, thanks for joining, bro. Vince, appreciate you. Jamar, thank you. Appreciate you guys keeping me company. Trailblazer, good to see you, bro. Good to see you guys. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace out. And check out Ace. Bye.